Hello and welcome to another video. I hope that you're all very well. Am I allowed to talk to the examiner during the driving test? This is a question asked by many learner drivers. Now, when I took my driving test back in 1982, driving examiners hardly spoke to the candidates. As a matter of fact, they were not allowed to make conversation during the driving test. Even if a person failed their driving test, the examiners were not allowed to give them a debrief. They could not even give them a simple explanation as to why they failed. Instead, they would just hand over the test report to them with a little booklet. This booklet was supposed to help the candidate understand why they had failed. It definitely did not put me at ease when I did my driving test, which is probably why I ended up taking 3 attempts before passing the driving test. Luckily, things are different today, very much different. These days, driving examiners are not just taught to simply assess a person in the test. They are taught skills in friendly customer service. So the good news is yes, you are allowed to talk to the examiner in the driving test. By the way, I'm referring to the driving test here in the UK. Now that you know that you can talk to the examiner, that you are allowed to talk to the examiner, the next question is, should you talk to the examiner? Now, to make things fair for everyone, driving examiners have a script which they must follow. And if you want to know the exact words that an examiner uses to give instructions, the link is coming up now. Just click the link to the video. When deciding whether you want to make a conversation or not with the examiner, it's important to bear in mind that examiners are human beings who are simply doing a job so that they can earn a living. The driving examiner is not your friend. At the same time, it's important to remember that the driving examiner has nothing against you either. They are simply doing their job. Driving examiners, on average, will conduct 7 tests per day, and that is without overtime. Nobody really wants to sit in the car each and every single day without having a conversation with anyone. So most driving examiners would prefer to chat with the pupils. Now, to keep things fair for everyone and to break the ice, when you move off in the driving test, within the first few minutes, the driving examiners will normally say something along the lines of, "What would you normally be doing today if you were not doing a driving test?" At this point, it's up to you. You can say as much as you like or as little as you like. However, it is most important to remember why you are there. In fact, why you are both there in the car together. You have jobs to do, different jobs. The examiner has a job to examine you, and you have a job to drive to the best of your ability. You may prefer not to talk to the examiner, but to focus your attention on the driving. If that's the case, it's not a problem. When the driving examiner asks you, "What would you normally be doing this time of the day, if you are not taking a driving test, simply let them know, like, look, I prefer to focus on my driving rather than have a conversation. The examiners will not mind, they will respect your decision. Alternatively, you can just keep the answers short and simple. However, if you're one of these people who like to talk, who feel that by talking it'll help you to feel relaxed, it'll make you drive better, then no problem at all. Talk as much as you want to the examiner, but bear in mind once again why you are there. You're there to show the examiner that you can drive to the best of your ability. So when you're approaching a hazard, a roundabout, traffic lights, any other junction, pedestrians, keep the talking to a minimum. Focus on your driving. Now, some roads, quiet residential roads, they may seem simple, and you might think, yeah, this is a great place for a conversation. However, quiet residential roads can suddenly change. The situation on these roads suddenly change, and you get hazards developing. A parked vehicle may suddenly pull out. So it's better, again, on these type of roads to reduce the amount of talking that you do. The other thing I want to add is that if you're not sure where you're going, you can ask the examiner to repeat any directions that they have given you. You can even ask them to confirm. For example, if you're on a roundabout and the examiner says to you, I'd like you to follow the road ahead, you can ask the examiner, is that the third exit we're taking? Is that the second exit we're taking? And the examiner will confirm, yes, it is, or no, it's not. The driving examiners do not mind. They are there. They want you to pass the driving test, and they are more than willing to help you. Well, that brings the video to an end. I hope that you found the information beneficial. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and like the video, share. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.